What's up guys, my name is Doug. Welcome to the channel. If you are new, welcome back if you are not new. Before we get right into this video, I know that I had mentioned that this video was supposed to come out on Tuesday, but if for some reason I wasn't able to get it out on Tuesday and you're watching it on Wednesday, I apologize. As you all know, I work from home, and when you work from home you can't really separate your work life from your home life, and sometimes life happens and things don't go the way that they were supposed to. So if it is the case and you're watching this on a Wednesday, just push all the original days back one more day, and I apologize for that. Today we're going to be listening to Late Registration by Kanye West. For those of you who don't know, this is part of my throwback series where I listen to albums that I've already listened to but haven't made videos on, so that you guys get my opinions and my reviews of the projects anyway. So we're going to re-listen to Late Registration today. I'm going to provide you with my opinions on each track. You guys are going to be able to see how it stacks up compared to nowadays music. If you haven't seen the video I did on The College Dropout, it dropped a couple days ago. It's getting some love from you guys. I appreciate that. You can go ahead and click the link in the top right hand corner to go watch that video. Also, before we get into it, I do want to promote one of my patrons' music. It's called BOUGAINVILLEA, I think that's how you pronounce it, on SoundCloud, and the artist's name on SoundCloud is LMSTN. I'm going to put all the links in the description. I'm just going to play a snippet of their song, and if you guys think it's dope, you can go on SoundCloud, click the links in the description, and check out their music.
I intravenous meaning to your eagle eyes. Sling the meanest penis of the steam is off the reader. I feel like I'm anemic and I'm colder than the freezer, and I'm smoking on some reefer.
One thing I was already able to notice in that track is his delivery, the performance, you know, the way that he modifies his voice to sound like different characters on the same track. The flow is really cool, and the bounce to that track is already great in that short snippet that I showed you guys. So really dope stuff. If you would like to go check it out, again, click the link in the description. That's BOUGAINVILLEA by LMSTN. Again, Michael, thank you so much for becoming a patron. If you would like your stuff promoted and you would also like to become a patron, you can click the link in the description or on the end screen of this video to become a patron and support the channel on Patreon. There's a $1 tier. All the support from the patrons really helps hold this channel up. And you can also follow me on social media and submit music to my Instagram to be promoted on Putting Y'all On. I would really appreciate any one of those things. It really helps to support the channel. With that being said, we're gonna hop right into Late Registration by Kanye West. I'm so excited to be listening to this dude. It's gonna be a blast. Track one is obviously Wake Up Mr. West. It's gonna go flow right into Heard 'Em Say featuring Adam Levine. Oh man, this project. Alright, let's get it.
I knew I was gonna see again.
No, I'm gonna see you again.
Look at my face. Do I got a promise face? You look like I promise.
Do I got a promise face?
Wake up, Mr. West! Mr. West! Mr. West!
Yeah, like Tim it's a harder way. So this is in the name of love, government, administer AIDS. So I guess just play like the minister say.
That piano riff is so great. Nothing's ever promised tomorrow today.
And anything that happens is for a reason. And niggas gun clapping.
Keep forgetting I'm supposed to be wearing my glasses more often because my eyes start hurting after looking at the computer screen for too long. But yeah, while I put these on, I'm gonna talk about this track. Dude, that piano riff is honestly, in my mind, it's ingrained really. Like every time I hear it, I get hit with this giant wave of nostalgia for this album, and I just want to go back and listen to it again, you know? It's such a clever little riff because the notes that it plays, you know, the way, like the actual riff itself sounds happy and reminiscent, and paired with the vocals of Adam Levine, it almost sounds reminiscent of childhood and happiness and youth when you weren't really aware of all these issues that Kanye is talking about in this track, when you were innocent. And at the same time, it provides a little bit of hope for the future, and that maybe these issues that he's talking about will get resolved, and that minimum wage will be raised, and that people won't have to resort to dealing drugs, and they'll be able to find jobs, and they'll be able to provide for their families. And he talks about the government administering AIDS, and maybe the government one day won't be doing this type of stuff to its own people. And you know, so at the same time that it's reminiscent to brighter days, it's also hoping for brighter days, and that's all just from the little piano riff. It sounds really joyful and youthful, you know? That's the idea that I get from it personally, so I think that that's something really interesting about this track. Just production. Yeah, so a really hopeful track talking about the future and the current state of things and how we need to get better in the future. And you know, I personally think that it's just such a nice introduction. You know, it's like a nice song. The song is great, but what I'm saying is like the mood to it, you know, the feeling to it. It's just so nice to listen to. That production and Adam Levine's vocals, it all just sounds so soothing almost. I love it. Next track is Touch the Sky. I watched a behind the scenes documentary on Late Registration, and Kanye actually conducting the orchestras and the horns and the cellos and everything. And this album is just a masterpiece when it comes to production, really. And so the horns on Touch the Sky are just so legendary. Love it. So right there, what I've heard already, I hear percussion, bongos, I hear the drums, I hear the bass line, I hear a tambourine, I hear the actual horns. There's just so much going on immediately already, you know. I think I hear a guitar, the little vocal sample.
I ain't talk to them, plus I ain't have no phone in my Jacob an hour after I got my advance, I just wanted to shine. Just take it like back with Slick Rick, got the shit to pop. I do anything to say I got it. She came to
the bounce is so crazy. Lupe! Such an awesome track, dude. Just the whole energy, the whole atmosphere to this track is just loud and energetic and fun and happy, and the horns are so bright and emphatic, and it's just so awesome. The bounce to this beat is crazy. It sounds like a really good time. Lupe's verse is insane. Kanye does his thing. 2 verses on this track. I think it's an awesome track. I love it. Next track is a classic, Gold Digger, featuring Jamie Foxx.
She ain't messing with no broke niggas. Get down, girl, go ahead, get down. She need a bomb, better at a beauty salon with a baby Louis Vuitton under her underarm. She said take all they badass and show biz. Get your kids.
I still love her.
Now I ain't saying she a gold digger. Probably paying child support for one of his kids. His baby mama car crib is bigger than his. Prenup, we want prenup.
Yeah.
It's something 18th
Birthday, he found out it wasn't his. Great track, dude. Like, nothing needs to be said anymore about that track. That track is a classic. Everybody loves it. You play this at any party, people will start moving. It's a hit, dude. It's such an awesome track. Next is a skit, and then Drive Slow. Oh my god, the beat to Drive Slow is so sick, dude.
Broke 5 broke, we ain't got it. Broke 5 broke. How many cars do we own? None, sir. Say it with me. We can't afford no gas.
That open hi-hat right before the snare, it adds a little snap to that snare.
School for the Stones, he nicknamed me K-Rock, so they'll leave me alone.
Yeah. I love that horn sample.
With the hair all wavy, hit Lake Shore, girls go off, and I was just a virgin, a baby.
Yeah.
One of the reasons I was involved with dog.
I love his flow.
Now I'm trying to get it.
Posted up in the parking lot, my trunk waving. The Kenny Gloves is a mega Mercedes. It's a star-studded event when I valet park, open up my mouth.
These vocals right here, where they imitate the horns. Love it, dude. So soulful. This breakdown, dude.
Drive slow.
Slowing down the beat at the end of the track is so perfect because of the fact that it's called Drive Slow. So I'm assuming that's why they did that, but it's also a really dope switch up at the end of the track too. So the beat to this, right? That sample, those horns, the beat is probably one of the less energetic and emphatic and bright beats on this project. You know, there's no crazy horns, there's no really fast, bouncy beat, nothing like that. It's just got this really laid back vibe, like literally driving slow, nighttime, that type of vibe to it, you know? Personally, it's one of my favorite beats on this project. I think everybody on this track does their thing when it comes to their verses. It's just one of the best tracks to just vibe to, you know? Next track is My Way Home, featuring Common.
Where the hate is, my dome is where fate is. I strong with so where struggling chains, divided only hustle remains.
Man,
Heighten the hell. Don't he know he could only get as high as he fell?
Not be such a bad idea if I never. But no one seems to know I'm gone.
it's so nice to just listen to, man. It's a vibe too. Dude, such an awesome, really short track. Common goes off, having the rest of the instrumentals just play out where it's really just the sampling. It's so soulful and it's so wavy and it's such a vibe, dude. I really love it. And next track is Crack Music featuring The Game. This is also a great track. I love that snare pattern, dude. It almost sounds like he's, it sounds almost military, you know? It's so sick. And the horns and the choir is so awesome. Man. dude. It's such a powerful track, dude, and he's talking about the crack epidemic in the black neighborhoods, but at the same time talking about his music as though it were crack, the way that he cooks it up, the way that he sells it, the way that they consume it. Such an interesting play on words there, but at the same time the production going on is just so crazy. Like I said, that snare pattern is great, the choirs are great, but as we go on they add the strings, they add a guitar, you know, the production just gets more and more intense, and it's such an awesome track because of that. It's so epic, you know. I love it. Next track is Roses.
Claim my heart can't take the anesthesia. It'll send a body and they gon' be fine, but I be lying. The family crying, they want her to live, and she travels in the NBA. Right now she'll be okay. He's strong. That's where I get my confidence from.
I have goosebumps, bro.
She sleep. My mama say, they say she could pass away.
The instrumentals are so sad and soulful, you know, and he's talking about his grandmother who's in the hospital and they're not providing the best care for her because she's not famous and rich. And he says, you know, she just served the church for 35 years. She's done everything right her entire life. She's a saint, basically. And she still doesn't get the help that she needs because the best care goes to the richest people, and that's not right. And it's a really sad track for me because I've been in that situation. I've seen my great-grandmother and my great-grandfather sick and in the hospital and in a tough situation where they weren't really able to get the best care because they were not necessarily poor, but they were, you know, lower middle class, humble people, and they couldn't afford to be taken care of like millionaires could. And so it's a tough situation, and it's relatable. You can feel the hurt that he's feeling in the production, because to see his grandmother in that situation, you know, it's definitely really tough. But it's a great track, dude. It's a beautiful track. Next track is Bring Me Down. The strings on this project are something else. So epic, dude. Look at the drums.
Besides what the pastor say, I have to say, but wanted to ever be anything, and always be somebody that'll shoot, maybe hate a bitch.
The production is so cinematic, dude.
Spanish girls say, you know, I play English.
Brandy is tremendous on this track. That's a relatively shorter track for this project. It sounds so epic, it sounds so cinematic, the drums are so great along with the horns and the strings, the pianos, you know, they're so beautifully arranged. Brandy kills it, so much soul in her voice when she's singing, you know. I love that track. Next track is Addiction. The sampling on this is unreal.
It's supposed to be bad, best I could, but you make me smile. Been afflicted by that one, that two, but all three, she's curious.
That guitar is so crazy. The bongos and the flow and delivery is so great.
It's supposed to be bad,
Make me feel so good. I love the way he plays with the sample. The vocals are so great. It's an insanely produced track. That sample's really crazy. I wouldn't have expected anybody to use that sample like that, but Kanye found a way to make it work, dude. It's a really interesting track about addiction and being addicted to these things that might not be the best things for you. People who are in toxic relationships, people who are addicted to things that harm you, really. It's almost like being masochistic in a way, you know. It's crazy, but it's a really interesting track. Definitely one of the more interesting tracks to listen to because of how different those samples are. I love the percussion on it. Next is Skit number 2, and then after that is Diamonds from Sierra Leone.
We broke, five broke. We ain't got it. You no money, ain't got no clothes. We ain't got it. Broke, five broke.
The skits on this are just, they're so funny. They always are. The skits on this and the College Dropout are hilarious. One of the most epic tracks, dude. Yo, when you watch the behind the scenes documentary on this and it shows him actually conducting the orchestra during this part of the song, it's so inspiring to watch, dude.
People lose hands, legs, arms for real.
I love that little lead.
When I know what a blood diamond is. Don't stay die from what we buy from drugs. The diamonds, the chains, precious stone, but guess who ain't gonna crack it? Pardon me, I had to laugh at that week.
Yeah.
In my sleep, I sold kilos of clothes. I'm not a businessman.
I'm a businessman. Let me handle my business, man. Yo, it's so interesting. Kanye's talking about he likes to wear diamonds on his chains, on his watches. You know, he says it's in the black person's soul to chase that gold. He says that, you know, they sell drugs to buy the necklaces because they want to be flashy. But there's black people in Sierra Leone who are suffering trying to harvest those diamonds and trying to mine those diamonds. And so he says, he's talking about that conflict where you want to purchase the diamonds, but you don't want to fund what's going on in Sierra Leone. And that conflict is really interesting. And then Jay-Z comes on and just murders his verse, flexing basically. You know, it talks about, I'm a businessman. I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. Let me handle my business, damn. Talks about the money that he makes is enough for 3 lifetimes. Talking about how he sold kilos of coke and he can sell CDs. You know, it's just such an awesome, epic track, dude. The sample's great, the production's great. I love this track. Next track is We Major. I love how glamorous this track sounds. Those piano runs almost sounds like a dream, you know?
Better do your job and roll up and watch how we roll up and put 2 and 2 together in a little bad weather. Gonna be y'all send a pretty girl through school. That's all I want, like Rhinos when they want to tears to the mic. So y'all cop the LPs and y'all fiends got dealt.
Nas's delivery is so great. I love this track, dude. It's such a glamorous sounding track. You hear the production on that? Those horns are so awesome, dude. I love Nas's delivery. I love Kanye's verse. Kanye has a couple funny lines in there talking about how he goes to strip clubs, but he goes because he wants to help those girls go to college. It's just a really great track, dude. Next track is skit number 3. It's gonna flow right into Hey Mama.
That broke slaves years ago when we could not eat. Remember that? Eating all of our cereal with forks. Do you remember all those Christmases when your mama would walk in the room and pretend she was the tree?
Is that the trick? Is that the trick where you sing and then you run your voice through a filter to sound like a guitar? It sounds like it. I love that effect.
You want going back to school? I appreciate you alive for me. Something that was good for my soul. Famous homie chicken soup. Can I have put no man over me? And I love you for that, mommy. You can the choir please give me a verse of you are so beautiful.
It's a really sweet track. It's dedicated to his mother, of course. I personally like it a lot, but I don't really go back and listen to it a lot because this track wasn't really made for us. You know, it was made for his mom. It was made as a dedication to his mother. So there's not a whole lot of reason for me personally to go back and listen to it. The production's sweet and it's childlike and it's fun, but it's really just for his mom. And I think that it's really cool that he included it so that it's cemented forever into a classic album, a dedication to Donda West. But personally, I don't think that there's a whole lot of reason to go back and listen to this for me. Next track is Celebration.
Yeah, you know what
The strings are so nice in the background.
I got that. I mean, I promise y'all, you fine and all. You know she not like you.
Saxophone.
Right now, give me your Tylenol. You put a nigga to sleep, but I just thought you should know. We hit the liquor store. It's a celebration, bitches.
It's a really cool track. The instrumentals really do make it sound like a celebration, you know, with the really happy synths, the horns, the saxophone sounds so smooth, the strings really setting that really cool mood in the background. The choirs are great. Kanye's delivery is really like lighthearted and joyful, so it's a really cool track, and it's, again, shorter for this project. You know, it's only 3 minutes 18 seconds long. I like it a lot. Next is skit 4.
There is a imposter among us, pretending he's with us. He's not one of us. And he's playing these new shoes. You want your new shoes out here, Kanye? Do you ever come back smelling all good, taking showers and shit like that, alright?
So, they discovered that Kanye was making beats on the side and actually making a little bit of money. So he can't be part of the broke club anymore because he has new shoes and he takes showers. Next is Gone.
Oh.
I love the sample on this.
He's going sweater, and I ain't talking about a cool waist. Treat me like the prince, and it's my sweet brother.
I love the strings on this track.
If we up in front,
Yeah.
y'all want no pride from me. What you can be my intern. And in turn, I'll show you how I cook up summer. And official raps is super official. Rock past that.
Ceiling, no ceiling, I don't need a roof. Act up, get out. I don't need cerebellum. I'm an old man, just gonna tell him.
And maybe all the money.
They're so creative.
Cause it got me thinking morning tips as we been a rover. Man, if I could just get 1 euro, sell drugs and get a job, you gotta play Euro.
Love this track, love the production. I love the sample, and the strings on this really make it for me. You know, they're the thing that really holds this track down for me. I love the lyricism from all three of them. I love that they're talking about leaving the situation that they're in because they can't take it anymore and they're off to chase success. But the strings on this are just so good. They're too hard to ignore, you know? They're too hard not to mention. Absolutely fantastic. Next is Diamonds from Sierra Leone, bonus track.
For escort, I even afford track recorder. So it's only right, yeah, the beat cold, but the flow is anemic. After debris settles, I try my new shit, it sound like the best of.
Yeah, bro. So basically the same beat as the first one, but just Kanye going off for the entire track, dude. Crazy lyricism from Kanye. It's a great track, and I love that he included it in this. The last track of this project is Late.
Was made for that. So I'm coming in. School with barely enough time to sign it. Yeah, I hear the alarm. Say the best classes go to the fastest. Sorry, Mr. West is no good class. So I'm coming in when I feel like to turn this motherfucker up and saw the lights. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Those keys are so smooth. Really smooth outro, really smooth way to end this project. I like the sample, I like the fact that he keeps slowing it down, and the track is called Late. I think it's really creative. I think it's a really awesome sampling job. I think the keys are really smooth. I like the vocals. It's a nice track to end this project off on, man. Late Registration by Kanye West. So I feel like this project, after The College Dropout, really made, you know, The College Dropout was a fantastic, classic first album, and then when he dropped this is what made people really go like, all right, this guy, when he drops something, we've got to listen, we've got to pay attention to him, because this really like cemented him into that superstar status of like, he's dropped 2 incredible, amazing albums so far. The next thing he drops is going to be huge, and that's really what happened. Is when Graduation dropped, it was like peak sales Kanye, you know? It was like everybody bought it because his first 2 projects were so incredible and so amazing, so well crafted, so well produced. I mean, so creatively arranged in terms of production, in terms of drums and orchestras, you know, and the sounds, the horns, the strings, adding harps. I mean, the sampling, it was all just so new that when he dropped Graduation, everybody was waiting for it, you know, everybody wanted it. And so I feel like this sent Kanye into that superstar status, like that superstar area, you know. It's such a tremendous project, so beautiful, the orchestras and the production on this. I mean, the stuff that he talks about, again, is just as real and just as relevant to this day as it was on The College Dropout. He's got a song about his grandmother on here. He's got a tribute to his mom on here. It shows like a softer side of Kanye. So well thought out. Watching the documentary on the behind the scenes and the production on this project really put this project in another light for me, you know, seeing the whole creative process for it, seeing the process for shooting some of the videos for it. You see how creative Kanye really is, you know. And then after this, dropping Graduation, which sounds completely different from his first 2 albums, really just shows how versatile he is and how creative he really can be. You know, he can do a wide array of different sounds, and it's just so amazing to go back and listen to it and have it hold up this well to this day. So I love this project. I think it's one of his best. I think it might be better than The College Dropout. I'm not certain yet. I've been having this internal debate ever since I listened to these projects for the first time. It's such a classic album. It's amazing to me that Kanye dropped 5 classics with his first 5 projects, you know, and this is just a really awesome album to have in your discography. So if you haven't listened to this yet, I mean, get on this, you know. And a lot of people are hitting me up like, yo, I just bought this on CD the other day. So it's like, people are still buying these albums, and they came out in what, 2004, 2005, and 6. You know, so it's tremendous how well they hold up. Thank you all so much for watching the video. I had a blast making this video. I mean, it's Kanye, so I'm always going to be having a blast, but I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, consider subscribing. We would love to have you as part of our family. This channel is all about coming up and bringing others with us. I'm trying to create a platform for myself and for other people. I've got a series called Putting Y'all On, where I promote my subscribers' music. If you would like to submit a song or a project, hit me up on my Instagram, follow me on my social media, consider supporting me on Patreon Patreon, because it's the reason that I'm able to keep doing this full time for you guys. If you like the content, you can do it for $1 a month. I'd really appreciate you guys' support on there. Thank you so much to all my patrons. You guys help put food on my table. I couldn't be more appreciative of you guys. So I love you all. I'll see you all in a video very, very soon. Thank you all again for being here. In the meantime, stay safe. Peace.